we did vote him in based off of identity politics. And I'm not saying that all is bad, because he did do some things that I didn't necessarily disagree with that Trump absolutely did better than him. But at the same time, I felt that it was incredibly disrespectful, because he's making the assumption that we're not educated enough to lead our families, to look at the policies, to understand exactly what's going on with immigration. And we're supposed to overlook everything that they did over the last 3.5 years that was not in our favor. And when I say our, I'm talking about the American people, let alone men.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why they're in a full-blown on panic, because a lot of smart black people are seeing through the BS. How are you guys all doing? Welcome to the channel, Modern Renaissance Man. I am Ty Smith. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to view my content. Make sure that you follow me on all the platforms you see above and below. And also, clicking this thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen, would allow my content to consistently be recommended to you and helps push this message out in the YouTube algorithm, okay? Last but not least, double check and make sure that you still are subscribed to the channel, because people are being mysteriously unsubscribed to the channel, all right? Got to get ready to get into this, ladies and gentlemen, because I just got done talking about the whole ordeal with Barack Obama. You've seen that video on there, but guess what? It's making a lot of people pissed off in the black community, as you guys can see, right? Now, I said this before and I'm going to say it again. I don't care who you are. If you really are for the black community, or even for any community at all, what you want is for them to have the truth and see the truth. Not any kind of crazy rhetoric or any shenanigans to try to get you pulled on, but you want them to see through the truth. And what I'm getting ready to show you guys here is a clip. Shout out to my guy, Anton Daniels from AntonDaniels.com. I did a video a while back showing you guys how I met Anton Daniels and the Angry Man. Shout out to the Angry Man. I recommend you guys go check out Anton Daniels from AntonDaniels.com. Check out his YouTube channel, Anton Daniels. And he also got one called the Morning Millionaire Show. I recommend you guys go over there, subscribe to him if you got any type of business inquiries, things like that. But also very articulate, very smart when it comes to things that goes on in the black community. Ladies and gentlemen, he went on to Fox News, and I know, Anton, if you're watching this, I know you're going to be getting the wrath, and you're probably already getting it from when I went on there with Laura Ingraham and when I was on there with Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson. You are going to get the wrath, which I'm not worried about that, because I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, Anton Daniels can hold his own. And I'm telling y'all right now, just like me, he is not one that y'all gonna be able to run up on and try to shame him, try to come at him. If you try to shame him and come at him with ridiculous statistics that they're not even factual, he gonna smack you back. If you try to come at him and roast him, he's going to roast you back. If you try to come at him and cuss him out, he said he's working on it, but it's a good chance you will get cussed right back out. That's not a fight you want. Him and people like Angry Man, that's not a fight you want, okay, when it comes to things that's dealing with our community. So without further ado, folks, check this out.
After that message from Obama yesterday to black men, I had to pull up on Fox News and give them my thoughts.
Joining me now is Xavier DeRousseau, a former BLM activist, and Anton Daniels, a YouTuber, content creator. Xavier, let's start with you. You say you were personally, after watching them, offended by Obama's comments?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, Obama's not as talented of a liar as he used to be. But quite frankly, my ancestors fought way too hard for me to have the ability to learn how to read, just for Obama to expect me to be so uneducated to think that I would vote for Kamala Harris simply because she claims to be a black woman. And I mean, if people want to stop having Kamala Harris be called a DEI hire, maybe he should stop trying to remind us of her demographic every 5 minutes. Black men not supporting Kamala has nothing to do with her being a woman. It has everything to do with her lack of accomplishments over the last 1,359 days.
Well, Anton, I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, the shtick is kind of worn thin with Obama, you know. How you doing, Pittsburgh? You know, that whole, it just seems very 2002 or 3, I mean, 2008, I should say. Right? It doesn't quite have the same appeal, as megastar-ish as he is.
You know, it's a Hail Mary pass, considering that we did vote him in based off of identity politics. And I'm not saying that all is bad, because he did do some things that I didn't necessarily disagree with that Trump absolutely did better than him. But at the same time, I felt that it was incredibly disrespectful, because he's making the assumption that we're not educated enough to lead our families, to look at the policies, to understand exactly what's going on with immigration. And we're supposed to overlook everything that they did over the last 3.5 years that was not in our favor. And when I say our, I'm talking about the American people, let alone men, let alone black men. And we're supposed to vote for her because of some misogynistic reason that's made up. And instead, we've learned how to educate ourselves, and now they've sent their Messiah back to rein us in and bring us back into the Democratic plantation. And most men that I've spoken with have said that it's absolutely disrespectful, and we're done with Obama.
Well, Xavier, again, when he says, "You're lucky Michelle's not here," he does. What is that supposed to mean? I mean, I guess it's supposed to be funny because she'll scold them in a more convincing or scarier fashion. It's kind of treating young black men as children, almost like you're children, and mommy's coming back and mommy's going to chastise you and you're going to get punished. But you're supposed to vote against your own economic interests to make Michelle and Barack happy in their 4 mansions?
It's absolutely degrading, and black men are sick of being reduced to being expected to think with our skin color. We have seen how terrible the Obama, Biden, Harris trilogy has been for our country. It has completely demoralized our country, and quite frankly, Obama has no credibility because this is the same man who heavily endorsed Joe Biden, and we all can feel in our pockets, and we can see it for sure at our border, just how terrible the Biden-Harris administration has been for our country. And Obama admitted himself back in an interview with Steve Colbert that if he could, he would run our country from an earpiece down in the basement. And it wouldn't surprise me if that's exactly what he's doing.
Now, Xavier, Anton, the media are really pushing Obama to be the, rescue agent for Kamala's campaign. Watch this.
Barack Obama, with joy and with humor, is able to sort of get through to an audience that it's not okay to lie. Mm-hmm. It's not okay to sell the presidency. It's not okay to be a narcissist and to have the reins of the presidency.
Anton, so Kamala's joy campaign isn't really working. So Obama's going to come in, and again, you're supposed to make less money in real terms, right, and be happy with it to make Obama and like MSNBC happy? I don't understand this argument.
They took the same blueprint that got Obama elected, and he was a first for us, right? So our grandparents and our parents and things like that wanted to see this happen, but they were largely voting out of ignorance and voluntary ignorance because they only wanted that identity politics in order to push him through into the presidency. But admittedly, where he was charismatic, she isn't. And so we can see through her. She's a chameleon. When they unleashed her and they allowed for her to be able to take reporters' questions and things like that, it showed that she was completely incompetent. And frankly, not only do we feel disrespected, but I'm uncomfortable with Obama standing in front of us trying to scold us and then divert our attention away from the things that's really meaningful, especially for our families. I'm not comfortable with him. I don't want to hear any more messages of hope. I don't want to hear any more messages of joy. I can feel it with my pocketbooks. My friends can feel it with their pocketbooks. And we're ready for him to get out of our way.
I mean, Xavier, I saw something on YouTube. I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was Instagram. But it was a young man, African American, and he was talking about the price of food. And I think he was at some fast food place. I can't remember what. I think it might have been McDonald's. But just the nuts and bolts, when you go through just what a Happy Meal costs, the differential in simple things that families like to treat themselves to, that's shocking. Like in Obama, that doesn't affect him. It doesn't affect Hillary. It doesn't affect Trump, but Trump somehow has that ability to say, that's not acceptable in America. But they think Obama's charm is going to override daily life for people. The charm offensive from him, it's not 2008 any longer.
I can't emphasize enough that being a young black voter, it feels like the Democrats are constantly trying to gaslight me about my own reality. I know how expensive food is. I know how expensive gas is. And I know how many illegal immigrants are running around in Los Angeles. We are sick and tired of being expected to feel good with Barack Obama, or now they're trying to put the ovarian version of Barack Obama up there and tell us that she is talented. She is absolutely not talented. And on behalf of black men, it's not that we're opposed to having a female president, because Miss Ingram, I would love to vote for you if you ever decide to run.
Only if you guys are in my cabinet. That's the only way I'm going to do it. Xavier and Anton, thanks for spending time with us on a Friday night. We appreciate it.
Now, you know we not going to let no politician, especially Obama, now that we got the hindsight to look at what it is that he accomplished for the other communities and for the alphabet communities and for people. You know we not going to let Obama tell us what to do. Hey, man, he can miss me with that, personally. And as a matter of fact, all of these celebrities, they can miss me with their thoughts, especially when they're uninformed, when it doesn't align with what I believe is a respectful way to engage in dialogue, to have a conversation about who should be president of the United States of America. They basically discounting us and acting like we're not intelligent enough, or we're not educated enough, and we're not successful enough to even think for ourselves or make an informed decision on who we should elect as president of the United States of America. Like I said before, I'd rather go that way. And when I say that way, I mean, I'd rather go that way before I ever vote for Kamala Harris to be president of the United States of America. You can miss me with that. I don't care if Obama come out. I don't care about Magic Johnson, Ricky Smiley. I don't care about Steve Harvey, Charlamagne the God. I don't care about these aged out D.L. Hughley's. I don't care who are part of the boule. I don't care about none of these people. And you shouldn't either, because guess what? At the end of the day, what's best for your family is completely separate from their friendship with Kamala Harris. Don't care about it at all. And just because they're part of an organization, I don't respect their opinion, especially when they're trying to bully me and trying to act like I'm your son. Ain't nobody your son. Miss me with that, Obama. Ain't nobody hearing from you, bro.
See what I mean? See what I mean? It's people like that. And what I love about this, and I know no hate to the black women or no women at all, I love the fact that black men are stepping up to the plate. Stepping up to the plate. You can try to come at folks like this, and I'm only shouting them out because, like I said, I've been on his panels before. Very good panels that they have on there talking about serious conversations, okay? And sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's just a little hanging out, chilling, talking about any and everything. But for the most part, it's always about intellectual things that dealing with our community, waking people up to how we've been played for so long in this Democratic Party, under the Democratic rhetoric, right? Now, with that all being said, me, married 23 years, got a 22-year-old son, a 20-year-old son, got the homes, got the vehicles, not bragging, right? Went to med school and everything, right? But here it is, like Anton Daniels, same thing. I think Anton was married 20 years or 21 years. He has a teenage daughter, and he's doing good in the community, multi-millionaire, and trying to push the message out of how folks can actually be on the come up like we did. And you know what happens? Our own community tries to shame us for doing that. The very thing people want us to shoot for and go for, we do it and we got it, and then you get shamed for it. Oh, you uppity niggas, y'all some porch niggas, y'all some Uncle Tom, y'all kissing a white man butt. What? The very thing people cry about, like in my case, I know Anton had a really good family background. He had his mom and dad in his house. I think his parents married till his father passed away. I know his brothers. He talks about his brothers. They're married. They're black. And no, Anton's wife is not white. Neither is mine, in case y'all try to go down that road. Nice try, but it won't work. Point being, you do all the things that people cry they want to do when they're coming out of the ghetto and out of the hood. And once you get there and you're doing well and you try to come back and share this message on how they can come up too, watch the response you get off of that. It's amazing. Anyway, folks, let me know what y'all think of this right here. Again, go to Anton Daniels on YouTube. He also has Anton Daniels from AntonDaniels.com. Go check it out. Let me know what y'all think by putting it in the comment section. And also, if you would like to see the next video that I'm doing in chronological order, it will be up here. And things that I do as a variety will be down here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.